Hey, welcome everybody. Everybody meaning Terry. Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna play with the restream some more tonight. I hope everybody's had a good Saturday. I've had a busy Saturday. I took the wife shopping today, so I lived to tell the story. So anybody that wants to jump up here, just let me know, and I'll put a link up for y'all. Uh, Gulf Coast Granny's a little under the weather today, so she's going to play hooky tonight, which is fine with me. She needs to take care of herself. I guess she picked up a bug someplace. The wife is just getting over a bug, and I'm trying my best not to catch it. So tonight we'll just chew the fat for a little bit. I don't know how long we'll let this thing run, but we're trying to. Me and Charlotte was trying to keep this thing going every week and trade off. Uh, oh, Matt was shopping for a house. Well, how'd that go, Terry? Uh, can't remember. Are you on acreage right now, or are you looking for acreage? You trying to get into something before the first of the year? Give us the deets, man. It has been so warm here today. I had a flannel shirt on, no coat, and I was roasting today. And it's supposed to get up to 82 tomorrow. So the wife is threatening to get back out again for a little bit. Of course, I have the wallet, so I've got to go with her. Okay, Terry, you're in the city. All right. Are you looking to stay in the city, or are you looking to get out of town a little bit? Oh, so you're a year away. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you were on a farm or something like that. Oh, San Marcos. Well, you won't be too far from me. In fact, I can't remember. Where are you at now, Terry? Yeah, San Marcos is a pretty area. Well, we got 4 people. Looks like 4 people in. I think I'm one of those. So, who's lurking out there and wants to say hello? You don't have to be shy. It's late at night. What could go wrong? So anyway, I'm wore out. We did a little over 7 hours today, and my dogs are tired. Just telling the wife I can take the walking, but that standing just takes it out of me. Our background's going to go nuts here. Let me get that out of there. There we go. Okay, so you're in Iowa now. That's right. That's right. So is there a San Marcos in Iowa? Apparently so, because there's a San Marcos here in Texas. It's not. That's between Houston and San Antonio, just north a little bit. It's a very touristy area. So let me see here how I can throw a link out there if anybody wants to jump up here. I'm gonna need a little help tonight because I don't carry a conversation by myself very well. Oh, I get that, Terry. I get that weather. You've probably heard me say I'm originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, and 24 years old, I'd had enough. And I got out of Dodge and headed to Houston and didn't even look back. Houston wasn't, or Indianapolis wasn't in my rearview mirror because I wasn't looking. Best move I ever made. Well, that'll be great, Terry. I think you'll like the area. And I know you'll like the weather if you're trying to get away from the cold. Let me, bear with me, folks. I'm going to try to figure out how to put a link up here. Let me see here. Is that it? Is that it? No. Restream is still in experiment mode. Looks like I done lost the overlay, so there's the overlay. Here we go. Let's see here. Restream looks pretty good. I'm not real pleased with how the chat works, because you guys are watching on YouTube, and you can see the chat and type back and forth just fine. But anybody that joins me has no way of typing into the chat. They've got to go to a different browser window. And if anybody needs, I don't know what that was. Well, I know what it was, but why was it? What was I saying? Oh, anybody in the chat has no way of typing into the chats. So I don't know if that changes if we go into a paid version. I would hope so, because that's a big oversight, I think, with using this platform. And I still can't find where I can. Oh, here it is, right here in front of me. All right. There we go. Okay. Let me put this in here. I think Terry's a mod, so if you're not Terry, let me know. I thought you were. Rudy, how you doing today? Glad you could join us. I know it's late, but I'm a night owl, and apparently some of you guys are too. Yeah, that's right, Terry. It is going to take a lot to get your stuff down. When I moved from Indianapolis, I came down to Houston and started, my new job. And I was down here by myself for about a month, getting the job going, finding an apartment to rent and all that stuff. And that month I was doing that, my wife was back in Indianapolis packing up boxes and getting things ready to go. And I ended up renting a U-Haul truck. I think it was a 36 footer or something like that. I mean, we brought everything. We brought sofas, washing machines, you name it, it was in that truck. And I brought it down here. And within a year, I had gotten rid of almost all of it. It either wouldn't fit in the apartment, or something got broken, or I didn't have room for a washing machine, so I ended up selling the washer and dryer. And I always said, if I ever do it again, I'm going to sell the house as is with contents and just start all over at the other end. It's a heck of a lot easier, because I would rather take a beating than move. Yeah, depending on how much stuff you have, it could take a lot. But I would definitely, if I ever move, I would be doing it a little bit different. Because I mean, I moved down. I'll tell you what, I moved stuff down here. I came down in '78, so I've been here, 44 years now. I still have boxes in the attic in my garage I haven't unpacked yet. So I'm thinking I probably don't need that stuff. But if y'all need a good CB radio, I got some. Good, buddy. Yeah, I see that. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm in my forever home. But never say never. I've got so much sweat equity in this place; it'd be hard for me to leave. Boy, this background is zero bugging me. I may have to get something different. So Terry, what's the wife think about the move? Is she all for it? Are you leaving family up there? I know you said you had family down here, but for me that was the hardest thing, leaving all my friends behind. Yep, yard sale would be great. Just keep an eye on your wife. Make sure she don't buy that stuff back. You need a CB radio. I'm sure I got a box in the attic. It's got a few of those in it. Because '78, that was when CB radio was in its heyday. I mean, we didn't have cell phones or anything like that back then. So anybody listening in, when I was a boy. Well, I understand that, Terry. That's going to be hard to give up an income. I don't know what you guys' ages are. You think she'll find something down here, or you guys going to just retire? Okay. Is he going to handle the move all right? You guys moving down here? Let's do this one more time. There we go. Terry, if you want to jump up, you're more than welcome. Looks like me and you and one other person's the only one here. I don't know what this is going to do. If I hit that, does this move? I'm trying something on my end. If I put my pointer over the chat, it goes away. Let's see if it affects the stream any. And by the way, am I too loud on my sound? I bumped a bunch of these controls yesterday, and I'm not sure I got them all back where I had them. Okay, that's not affecting your end. Oh, okay, I got you. Lab tech for animal pharmaceutical. Okay, well, she probably wouldn't have a hard time finding a job if she wanted it. That's one of those professions where you can kind of go anywhere and find it. So I told you I went shopping today. This is the first time we've been out to do any shopping. Some people I've talked to already have things finished. And if I was on top of my game, I'd have had my stuff finished. I'd have started in the middle of summer getting things. But land later and had my little issues. That kind of put me behind a little bit. But I'm feeling well enough that I could walk 7 hours today, so I couldn't do that before, so I'm pretty grateful for that. Well, maybe he'll see it a little different this time, Terry. You can only hope. Oh, your Christmas done. I'm jealous of that because I thought it was going to be done today, and I thought I'd wore her out. In fact, I did wear her out. Got back to the car and went and grabbed a bite to eat. She grabbed some Advil out of the glove box. By the time we were done eating, she was ready for round two. So, so I wore her out on round two, and on the way home, she said, "You know, there's a few things I need tomorrow." So I think this whole weekend's going to be a wash. That is a lot, Terry. And we didn't go to that many stores. We were stuck in a mall. I was stuck in a mall. And, you know, 7 hours worth of decision making. And we didn't come home with a lot of stuff. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Good to see you tonight. Glad you could stop by and say hey. You been doing okay? And you're up there north too. How's your weather right now? Yeah, Terry, if I was smart, that's what I'd have done. Because usually that is what I do. But for some reason, we ended up going to the store. Excuse me. We ended up going to the store today, and after waiting in them damn lines to get checked out, I remembered why I order everything online. You know, these box stores are, they're crying and crying and wailing, but everybody's shopping online. They're not making any money, but the reason why the people's not coming to the store is because they don't want. They're getting cheap. Prices are going up. Merchandise is, getting harder to get your hands on, and they don't have enough staff to collect people's money and get out of there. We waited in one line at checkout. We must have stood there 20 minutes. And that was just ridiculous. I told the wife, I said, I probably won't do this next year. $11 right now. Holy crap. I hope you got a fireplace roaring. I got mine right here. But you still hanging around the house, Chris? Or I know you're retired, but you're not greeting anybody at Walmart yet, or working at the Home Depot to have something to do, are you? That's my biggest fear is retiring and enjoying the first 2 months, and that third month getting so bored that I go find something to occupy my time. And plus the fact that I can still work and get up in the mornings and do my things. There is no really reason to stop doing that. We'll throw a pot of chili on that, Chris. 11 degrees. Man, I can't. I've been there, but it's hard to remember just how stinking cold that is. 11 degrees. That's there's been mornings like that I've had to get up and dig my way to the car, dig the driveway out, only to find out the car won't crank because the battery's froze up. Go to work 5 hours late and find out they sent everybody home because there wasn't no heat. I never have nothing to do. Well, some people's like that. They get, and maybe that's one of my fears because that honeydew list is long. I got a lot more on that list than I got it at work. And let's face it, when I'm at work, I'm the boss. When I come home, I'm just the jerk that forgot to take out the trash. Don't get a lot of respect around here. That's why Terry sells barbecue. Well, I have joked about that. People have I've asked why I got that overkill pit that I got, and I've told people, I said, well, it cooks just as good as a little pit, but I never know what I might do. I may retire and end up selling barbecue sandwiches out of my trunk in Walmart parking lot. Park Parked next to the tamale lady at Home Depot. So you just never know. I hear you, Terry. Boy, that blizzard that hit us back in, like I said, in Indianapolis, that's what ran me out of town. That blizzard hit January, first part of January in '78, and at the time my brother was driving over the road, and he had his truck idling at a truck stop for probably, I don't know, 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. And he said once I shut it off, it's going to turn to jello and it's not going to start. So I don't know how much fuel he ran through. I think he had to fill his tanks I think he emptied the tanks once or close to it and filled them back up and burnt most of that up. But at least he had heat in the truck if he needed to go over and warm up. I don't think he lost any heat at his house though. So that was good. But yeah, them diesels, man, that's the one drawback. Now down here, everybody, all the big belt buckles have diesels down here. So Chris, have you blown up any cilantro lately? I still think about that video every once in a while. I go back and watch it again. That was one of your better ones. For those of you who are not aware, Chris doesn't like cilantro, and he I don't know what caliber that rifle was, but did you have some tanninite on that fence post, or what was that? He had a big wad of cilantro and some sort of explosive in there with it, and he shot that, and I mean it threw green mush everywhere. Of course, there's snow on the ground, so it looked like a crime scene. I can imagine, Terry. A gallon an hour. Okay. I'm assuming this is your pickup truck. My brother was driving a diesel, or I mean a diesel. He was driving a big rig. I think he had 250-gallon tanks. That's what I thought. Tannerite. A 308. If y'all get a chance, go check out the. You still got all your videos up, don't you, Chris? It's been a while since I watched that one, but I don't think you. Well, let's look here real quick. So anyway, if you get a chance to go by Eastwind Farms, let me look here and make sure that. Go to the channel. Oh, you pulled all your videos down. Well, here I'm trying to promote your channel, Chris, and I don't see anything there. You erased them? Oh, no. Well, I guess if you erased them, you can't put them back up. Excuse me. Be hard to put them back up if you erased them. So anyway, well, it's in my memory, and I'll just smile when I think about it. Let's see here. See if I can get caught up. It's a dry cold. Well, it looks like we got a few more people tuning in. There's Quentin. There's Quint. You're not going to get any sleep hanging with this group. Well, Quinn, I was telling everybody earlier, Charlotte's a little under the weather, so she got hold of me and said she didn't think she's gonna be able to do it tonight. So I told her I'd probably go on a little bit later and see who's up. Don't really have a whole lot to talk about other than just say hi to everybody, and I'll recap a little bit for Quentin. I went shopping today with the wife, about a 7 hour ordeal. More ways than you know, Chris. Now, Quint, aren't you up in? Are you in Iowa, Idaho? You up there close to Madwood? I have a hard time keeping it all straight. I mean, it's nice. It's nice making buddies and stuff on the internet, but man, it's hard to remember all the details. At least it is for me. Well, Chris, maybe you could just do a redo on that one video. If you're going to leave one up, that'd be the one to leave. Well, Quentin, I was asking the rest of the guys if they are you done Christmas shopping? Uh, I just started today, and I hope to be finished by tomorrow. Sometimes I, rather than go elbow to elbow with these people at the stores, a lot of time I cheat and I just throw some money at the problem. You know, $6 card and some cash. That fits. Nobody's ever returned that. Has anybody heard from Patrick? Patty Joe Cooking. Has anybody heard from him in a while? I have not seen him in the chat. I think he tried to tune in last week. Said he's having a hard time connecting. I don't know if that was Restream giving him issues. I mean, it shouldn't be. Everybody else was getting on. But it just may have been a bad connection on his end. I've been debating on signing up for Restream and give it a good workover. But I'm also looking at another web-based uh, stream program that it's called EVMux. I like the looks of it. So right now this looks pretty good. It's at 720p, and from what I can see on the on this other window over here, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty clear. But EVMux, the free version, lets you go 1080, and I think even the people getting on here at 720, it's still going to look better, I think, on a 1080 stream. But I, I haven't had a chance to give it a good run through yet before I try to go live on it. I don't want to stumble around too much. I'm stumbling around on this one. I'm doing good, Quint. Doing good. I was telling the wife on the way home, of course, she was worried about me getting out and all that stuff like that. And I told her, I said, well, I hung in there all day long. And I couldn't do that before October. October, I would have had to take a rest just walking from the car to the store. So in that area, I am feeling 1,000% better than I did. So, once I get past all this, the whole thing for me, this has been, let me get rid of this. This whole ordeal has been an exercise in patience for me. I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to just sitting around and doing nothing. And it's been real hard you can only watch so much Friends. And just sitting around, not being able to pick anything up, not being able to go out, sit on the deck because it's been so cold, and they've got me on blood thinners and stuff. So I've been chilly ever since I come home, and I sure don't want to get out and get a cold or pneumonia or anything at this point. And the wife works all day, and she's coming home. She's been a real trooper. She's been my angel. And she's coming home from work, and she's jumping on all the stuff I used to do when I got off of work. And it's hard to sit there and watch somebody else do your stuff. And I've gone back to work some. I don't think my boss is that keen on it, but I was doing some work here from home. And I was telling him, if I can ride a chair at home, I can ride a chair at the office. So as a compromise, he's let me come in for a few hours every day. And at least, hopefully, I'm giving him a little bit of a break on coming in, because he would normally come in the afternoons, early afternoons generally. And we go home at 3:30. Well, now the tables is turned. I mean, he's coming in at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, putting in full days. I'm showing up, come sashaying in there around noon or so, and leave at 3:30, and that's got to be taking a toll on him. Also, because he's got a life at home. That's why he's got me there, so he can do his thing, and I can keep things running. So it hasn't been bad going back to work. Hopefully in the next week or two, I'll just start going in full time, and maybe he won't notice unless he's watching. Yeah, Quentin. When I was in the hospital, and I'm I don't know if you all know. I'm 71, and I stay pretty active. And I went into the hospital, and they're asking me if I need help going to the bathroom. What do I do? And I said, well, I get up and walk down the hall. And they said, well, do you use a cane? Do you use a walker? And they just couldn't get over the fact that I didn't need help. And I said, you treat me like a little old man. I was on a ladder 2 days before this happened. And because, they all gasped, why do you, at my age, why am I on a ladder? And I said, well, them projects aren't going to do themselves. So, they sent me home with a walker, but I didn't use it. I got out of the car and just walked on in the house when I got home. But you know, it's I don't want to. I don't. I hope it's quite a while before I need a cane. Uh, but I can understand if that's what you need to get around. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, Terry, you're on a cane too. Thank you, Chris. We just talked. me, me and Charlotte was talking here a few weeks ago, and you know, talking about the diet and what I should be eating, what I shouldn't be eating, and all that kind of stuff like that. And she made a really good point. That, you know, it took 71 years to get this place to where I was clogged up. And I, you know, between all of us, I don't know if I've got another 71 years in me. So, you know, I may be worrying about, you know, stuff for nothing. You know, I mean, I would hate to get to 135 and think I wished I took better care of myself. You know, I'll just, you know, trying to be smart and trying to use a little bit of common sense, but I don't think I'm going to give up barbecue anytime soon. Oh, you just a couple of young bucks, Derry. So anyway, that was a long way around to answer Quentin. You know, I'm doing okay. I I got no room to complain, no reason to complain. It was yeah, Chris. I've been wearing the flannel. It's been a little chilly here. Not for you, but well, they might. I haven't looked for Hawaiian flannels. Might have to look online just to appease my fans. But yeah, it's well, like I said, they've got me on blood thinner, so I've been a little bit on the chili. I usually run hot, but I guess the little old man part is getting a little chilly. But I hope to be off. Excuse me. I hope to be off some of them medications pretty soon and be back to my old self. But yeah, the flannel, you know, I've got a closet full of flannel shirts too. I don't have a whole lot of opportunity down here to wear them. There's maybe a month, usually January, maybe halfway into February. It's cold enough for flannel, but usually on those months, I'm wearing a coat anyway, so I can go ahead and wear my regular printed shirts. Like I said, I'm in an office all day. You know, I have to go out occasionally out to the back and check on stuff, but most of the time I'm in a heated house, walking out to a heated car, and then going into a heated office. So it I don't see a I don't even think I owned a sweater. Wilkes '08. Who? I don't know who that is. T. Wilkes. You don't take Chris. Yeah, I tease my wife all the time because she'll tell me it's time to get a beard trim, time to get my hair cut, and all that stuff like that. I told her I said I'm gonna get one of them old man ponytails. You know, the ones that are only about that long. You know, pull it all back there where it looks like you got a facelift. So I don't think I could handle that, but it would be a fun prank. Oh, Tyler, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that's who you was. Well, the house is still there. I haven't seen a sold sign on it yet. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Give me a second here. We're still playing with the restream. What about you? What about you, Chris? You working on a ponytail yet? So y'all got plans for Christmas? Or you want to stay home? Go out of town? What's up? I think I'm going to go over to. I'm going over to my sister's house. Uh, we've done that the last few years. It's been a lot of fun getting. Of course, her kids are grown now and have their own kids, so it's usually a pretty big house full. She's got three kids. One's got a boy. One's got now I'm going to get myself in trouble. I think one's got one kid, one's got three, and the other one's got four. So between all of them, her kids, me and my wife, my sister and her husband, it's usually a house full. And it's my sister's birthday is Christmas Eve, so a lot of times we'll go over there Christmas Eve and celebrate her birthday and try to put a little separation between that and Christmas. Yeah, Terry, if my sister hadn't invited me, I probably would just build a nice fire in the fireplace and maybe make some homemade eggnog and just sit at the house and do whatever it is we decide to do, which would be a whole lot of nothing probably. But my sister's only 15 minutes away, so it's not that bad. Let me see here. Let's let Tyler on. Now Tyler is he's my neighbor. He's my neighbor's son, but he's still my neighbor. And they recently moved away, and I remember when he was this big, and he's a big old boy now. Uh, I think you said he's 16, but his daddy's that big, and he's that big. So I don't know. I don't know where that height come from. Maybe he skipped a generation, or I think the mailman was pretty tall. here, here you go, Tyler. So yeah, Mad. We probably won't be over sisters that long, and I've got a pretty good eggnog recipe, so we may do some of that maybe the day before, and then tear that up after we come home. No, Tyler, I don't see you yet. Do not see you yet. But anyway, Tyler and his family moved about, I don't know, a couple months ago, I guess, by now. And the house across the street still got for sale sign up. So, Tyler, you're gonna have to show your face. There we go. Let's see here what I can do. There we go.
Hello.
Say something so I know you're there.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you now. I hear you fine.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be having the camera looking up a little bit
Yeah,
because
all I can see is a fan in your head.
yeah, I'm cleaning my room as I'm on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of dirty, and I was like, well, I don't like dirty rooms, so I'm gonna clean it.
So how's the family?
It's doing good.
Yeah,
You may have seen a car at the house yesterday. They had to stop by there.
I would have been at work. I wouldn't have seen it.
Okay, it was at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
See, Terry, you're making me jealous, Terry. Let me see how does this work? Hang on, bear with me, folks. Uh, there we go. I knew that was there somewhere. Terry, I've had all this time at home, and I haven't lit a fire yet in my pit.
How are you feeling from the heart attack?
I'm doing good, Tyler.
Well, that's good.
But Terry, I can't pick up those big doors on my smoker. Each one of those each one that door probably weighs. I'm guessing maybe 25 pounds, 30 pounds, even with the counterweight. And I have to stretch out a lot to even reach it, and that's one of the main things they said don't do. Don't pick up anything heavy, and for sure don't be stretching out and putting any extra leverage on your pectoral muscles. So I have been jonesing to cook something on that pit. I mean, even if it was a turkey, I'd have the wife come out there. I don't know if she could open that lid or not. I think she could open it, but I don't think she could reach it to close it. So anyway, I'm itching. So I'm jealous you got to smoke a brisket, man. You talking about a Dynaglow? You talking about one of them cabinets, the cabinet type? See, I've got a cabinet on the other end of mine. I guess I could probably manage that one if nobody was looking. Because I got to tell you, my live-in nurse, man, she is some kind of medical Nazi. She don't let me get away with anything. So Tyler, what you doing up so late?
Oh, no, I'm just cleaning my room a little bit. I don't know, because I'm mainly staying here. I got my own snack bag.
Yeah.
How do you flip it around?
What are you on, your cell phone?
Yeah,
You on Android? There you go.
iPhone. I got my own
What
snack bag.
did you bring enough for everybody?
No, well, maybe. There's like 4 bags of chips in there. Oh, and I
Yeah.
also forgot I got a bag of Hershey's in there. Yeah, my
Is that
room's a mess.
is that
I
still
got
trick
them.
or treat stuff leftovers?
Well, no, I got them the other day. My grandma bought them all. My room's like a really big mess. I have a pile of just stuff that I just need to throw away.
Yeah, yeah.
That just needs to be trashed. My grandpa, he always said, if you ain't used something in 3 years, just throw it away.
Well, I've heard that, but it's hard.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what I've been doing. I went from having about 8 totes to about 4, just throwing stuff away that I don't need.
Yeah, Terry, she's been pretty harsh, but she's been my angel. She's taking good care of me, and she's keeping me in line. I don't, in the beginning, I want to make sure I didn't hurt myself. Now I want to make sure she don't hurt me.
I'm gonna try something real quick.
Well, Quentin, I'm glad you everything showed up intact. I was scared it would break before you got it. What, you got your own TV in there?
Yeah.
It must be rough being a teenager now, because I don't remember having all that. Was when
Maybe
I was a
that.
teenager, everything was black and white. The whole world was.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the old reels on the internet, you'd think everything was all black and white.
Yeah. I guess. Wait, can I turn this sideways?
Yes, that'd be the preferred way to go. It should
Back
auto
over.
rotate. Just flip the phone over. Well, you're going to have to go into your settings and tell it to auto rotate.
Okay.
It should do it.
Settings. Video
Check with
first
display.
display. Would that be like the video?
Yeah, let me see what you say. You got an Android?
I got an iPhone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Would that be? Hold on.
Well, I can't help you if it's an Apple. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody in the chat knows how to do it.
Y'all got any?
I mean, that's a
I
pretty
guess
simple thing to do. You should be able to just flop the phone over and see.
video.
Make it
Yeah,
do
I
its
know.
thing.
Now it's upside down. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what you get for drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Uh.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think Apple has great hardware. I think they got some good stuff. I'm just not a fan of the way they do business, and that's my issue.
Yeah, cause that's. And when I turn it sideways, it turns it upside down. Try this. Do that. Well, no, that's. Do this. I'll get like ultra zoomed in. Really have any furniture yet, so I just kind of
Yeah.
have y'all propped up. Yeah. One of my Bluetooth speakers. All right.
Hey, Sal, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm glad to see you stop by. All of us night owls just kind of hanging out, and I don't think we've solved the problem yet since I've been on. But I'm glad you're here, and I sure appreciate the donation.
I know it's kind of tilted a little bit. Oh, I think I can fix that.
Yeah, Terry's saying the same thing there, Tyler. So you have to turn the auto rotate on. I'm assuming Terry's got a Apple.
How do you do that?
It's got to be in the settings someplace.
Like on the live stream or in the camera?
No, it'd be in your camera.
All right, hold on, let me hop off and figure this out real quick.
Alrighty. Might have to look it up on the internet how to do it. Third world problems, you know? Let me see here. Let me check on something. One of my friends does. You mean your friends has an Apple? Is that what you're saying? All right, let's see. Content. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to adjust the setting too. So Sal, I've been out all day. Did you put anything up? Any videos? I mean, I need to go look. Sal over at SJ Cooks puts a lot of good content up. I like his stuff. I keep forgetting I can do this, guys. He's sorry he got an apple. Well, I'm team puppy. I'm a little upset you haven't shared with me either. Let me see if I can find Sal. I'll post Sal's site. Let me look here. Do a search. There we go. If y'all get a chance, go check out his channel. Not now. I need all the eyeballs I can get right now. But when this is over, you need to go check him out. Hang on. I got a cat. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna mute this. All right, she done brought me a catnip mouse. Yes. I'd let her in the chat too. She don't have any thumbs. So has anybody got any? You got anything special? Any special cooks you do for Christmas, or any special dishes did you make if you go to somebody's house? I know I did a ham for Thanksgiving. Took it over to my niece's. I just cheated and threw it in the oven. It was already cooked. I just warmed it through. But I'm not sure what I'm going to take to my sister's yet. I haven't heard a menu yet. So, who else is in the chat now? I'm assuming Chris is still here. Quentin's here. Terry's here. And I'm here. I guess that's the 4. That's, do a refresh here and see what's up. I appreciate y'all hitting that thumbs up. That helps. I need to knuckle down and start getting some videos put up. It's been too long. I need to take this channel a little bit more serious than I have here in the last year or so. I did record a video about, I don't know, a month ago, and I need to get that thing edited. I should have done that while I was sitting home doing nothing. But I wasn't having a whole lot of motivation. So maybe I'll get that up here in another week or so. What about you, Sal? I know you've got to be doing some good cook to take somewheres. Y'all need to forgive me. I keep looking over. I've got another monitor over here. I'm checking the screen to make sure we're still good. That's one drawback of having big monitors. It spreads everything so far apart. If I'm looking over at this one or looking over at that one, it's a long stretch sometimes. And I got this big overkill microphone, so I have to look around it. But hey, can't take it with you, right? Been to a lot of funerals. I haven't seen no money, no caskets yet. Well, guys, you got any questions or anything? Maybe I can attempt to answer, or I'm full of advice. I mean, I can give you all kinds of advice. I don't know if it's any good or not. We've been at this now been live a little over an hour, so I don't know how much longer we're going to do this. I want to jump on just to say hi to everybody. Uh, like I said earlier, Charlotte and myself, we've been trying to keep the Saturdays going, and I don't know if you guys, maybe a little presumptuous on my part that maybe y'all were waiting for us to go live. So I thought, see who's still up, hanging in there. Let's see here. See my post about your Christmas. Posted tonight, Terry. Let me see how far back I need to go. Terry, Tom, that box is right over there, and I was telling Vicky today, I've got to get that thing taken care of. I got to do this. So, Tom, how you doing tonight? Tom's up late again too. Oh, okay, Terry. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I did see that. That was back before I remembered I could put things up on put the chat up on the screen. Oh yeah, Tom. That's all I know. I I think I left a comment on your last video. I watched them. You know, like we talked before, a lot of people watching this stuff on their big screen TVs. And man, I'll do the same thing. I'll sit in there and watch, a dozen of them in a row. And I'm sitting there telling myself, next time I go back in the other room, I need to jump on there and put some comments up. And I forget it. I mean, that's an excuse, but it is also a reason. Grandson's birthday dinner tonight. Okay. So did you do that over at his place, or did you have him over at your place? You all go out to eat. And this is your sizable grandson? Tom's got some grandsons that are growing up, not little kids anymore. I don't think. So yeah, Tom, I was telling everybody that I went shopping with the wife today, And I mean, I volunteered. It was my fault, but we were out over 7 hours, and I thought I'd wore her down, but we went out and grabbed a bite to eat. And she got a second win, and we was at it again. And now she's decided she might need to go tomorrow and finish up a few things. So I don't know. I wanted to, I wanted to complain, but Tom, I did tell her that, I hung in there all day, was on my feet all day, walked around. Before October, I would have had to take a rest just getting from the car to the store. So, I feel a lot better than I did. Put things off too long. Yeah, he's 16. Okay, I thought he was 16? He's smarter than you now, right? I know when I was 16, it just happened overnight. I was smarter than everybody. There you go. Man, I remember at 16, man, I'd have sold my grandma for a set of wheels. Tom, I trust you're doing okay and Maria's doing okay. And what's your weather been like? It warmed up today. I'm not sure how warm it got, but I didn't wear a coat all day. It's supposed to hit 82 tomorrow. So here we go, pneumonia weather. It hit. I think it hit 38 degrees 2 nights ago. Isn't that something, Terry? We know so much that we finally figure out we don't know anything. And that's a hard pill to swallow. Oh, that ain't right. Let me back that up. That's not right. Tom, there's a link if you want to jump up. I don't know how much longer I'll be up. Right now it's an hour and 13 minutes we've been up. I may pull the plug at hour and a half, something like that, unless we really get on a roll. Oh, cooked in the rain all day. Well, that fire don't know if it's got a cover on it. So Terry, do you have do you struggle with keeping your temps up when it's cold like that? I know on one of my old smokers, it was pretty thin metal, and if it rained or got cold outside, it just took forever to cook on it because I mean you could build a fire at a firebox and almost put your hand on the lid on the cook chamber. Now this one I have now, it holds the heat pretty good. Once it warms up, it carries over really nice. Uh, I might burn just a little bit extra wood, but we're only talking about maybe a stick or two over a 10-hour cook. But I know that other one, man, I'd burn up 10, 12 sticks on just cooking some ribs for 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. So I guess it's, you get into these little expensive pits, it's a lot of money up front, but, you kind of make up for it on the back end as far as your fuel, fuel consumption, and ease of cook. Now, I can't remember, Terry. Is that is that a charcoal cooker or is it electric? I know Everett up in Indianapolis. He's got a couple. I think he's got a Dynaglow cabinet, and I believe he's got a Dynaglow offset that he really likes both of them. But I can't remember if the cabinet. Okay, three quarters of a bag of charcoal for the brisket. That's not too bad. It doesn't sound bad to me. So, because if you did your brisket, what was that, about a 10, 12 hour cook? All right, we got us a show now. How you doing, Tom?
Let me get back over here. Good, man. How you doing? All right?
All right, I went shopping with the wife today and lived to tell the story.
But I tell you, traffic is like it's crazy. Why is my thing backwards?
It did that last week,
Yeah.
but it hadn't been like that before.
No, just on
So
this.
you've got to have a setting in there that lets you invert.
Hmm. I have to see. Hey, I tried to connect with Evie Mux.
Yeah, yeah.
They want a lot of money.
Oh, you tried to subscribe to it?
Yeah. Started out as 19 and change.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's if you pay up front.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's if you go for the whole year.
Yeah, and the other one is with the tax and everything close to $30.
Yeah, I was going to just sign up for a month, maybe two, just
Yeah.
just to kick the tires on it and see what I thought.
So I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna just, if somebody's going up or whatever, I still have the free um, Streamyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and they sent me a, what do you call it? They sent me a thing because of his Black Friday, Cyber Week, whatever the hell it was,
yeah.
and half price.
Okay.
I said, no. I said, you burnt me twice before. I said, no, I'll just leave it alone. So,
Well, I've been toying with the idea of maybe doing Restream for a couple of months, and then maybe do EV Mux for a couple of months.
hmm
Because right now, some of my criticisms on Restream, I don't know if some of that will go away if I'm paid.
I looked into it. I mean, it's what 16 and change. I think they said for, and it doesn't have all the options, but it goes up. I guess the next one up is like close to $30
Yeah, yeah.
on it, and I don't know. I mean,
I'd go the bare minimum if that's what I would
yeah.
do.
So like I was telling you last week, I for the podcast and stuff. What I've been doing is I've been doing just straight up OSB
Yeah,
and OBS. I mean OSB. I'm playing with plywood.
yeah, yeah.
uh, and I've been like recording on it and just going from there. But now, as far as if I need to get somebody up on it, which I'm thinking I'm going to start doing, and that's going to be then I have to figure out how I'm going to do
Right,
it.
right. If
So,
it wasn't, I mean, you can get guests in on OBS, but I don't think it's that good of an experience for the people that are joining in.
hmm,
You can bring them in to the broadcast, and everything looks good,
right,
but the people on the other end are not having the same experience that we're having like right now.
exactly. So yeah, I
But
mean,
anyway, I thought it's not that economical, but I thought just to try it out, uh, I could throw $50 at something for a couple of months
oh
and
buddy, style. Yeah,
just see
that's
what
right.
it does.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about changing things up a little bit. Um, doing a little bit more live and stuff like that. I mean,
Uh-huh.
with a couple different areas and stuff like that. But we'll see what happens. I mean, um, I don't know. This is tough. Today I signed up. My grandson. It was funny. Pop, you need to be on TikTok.
Uh-oh.
I said they're taking that down. He said, Pop, you
I'm,
got a lot of shorts.
I'm going to tell you right now, you start twerking, I'm not watching. You just have to tell me about it.
So he set everything up. Okay, I mean he put did this and now what you got to do, Pop, is do this. Grumpus, I got home. I wanted to throw my phone out off the balcony. I mean, just the way you think things are supposed to go. And I don't know.
I don't. YouTube's aggravating enough. I don't need another platform.
Yeah. So I'm gonna I put one short up and see what happens. And if I get invited to Beijing or something like that, then I'll take it down. But yeah, it was a little sad today. I mean, he was that boy was born December 16th.
Yeah.
And December 17th, I went in for my first bladder surgery, my
Uh-oh.
first cancer surgery. So that was kind of
It was kind of a reminder, wasn't it?
yeah. And he sort of, speaks his mind like a guy I know.
Yeah. I don't know where he gets that from.
Yeah. And he was like 3 years old. I'm walking around North Carolina, walking around, had cows all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And we're walking outside, and he's holding my hand. And because we were going onto the tractor, and he called it the blue one.
Uh-huh.
So as we're walking, going out to the barn, there's cow patties everywhere.
Yeah.
So he pulled my hand back. He said, "Pop, watch out, the bullshit right there."
At 3 years old.
Yeah, I said, "I'm going to get nailed for this one."
Yeah, they'll blame you.
Yeah.
They'll be blaming you for that one.
So we had a good day. It was a good day.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, is that your youngest grandson?
Yeah, he's the youngest.
Okay. So you
He's
ain't
the
got no
youngest.
babies around no more.
No. I mean, it was kind of funny because we were talking about when he was little, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, little walk in with a big tablet, and he walked past me in North Carolina. I had an old farmhouse that I rebuilt and everything. And this little guy comes walking past me with this big tablet, and he walked in, he looked up at me, he said, "Pop, you got Wi-Fi?" You little bastard, you can't even spell Wi-Fi yet, for crying out loud.
What's the password?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we had a good day. It was a good day.
Well, I had an old laptop. I mean, this way old laptop.
Mhm.
And one of my grandkids was over one weekend, and the boy was, oh gosh, maybe four, maybe five.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled this old laptop out so he,
Woo.
mess with it a little bit. Well, first thing he did was put his finger on the screen and start trying to move stuff. And I told his mom, I says, he's cut his teeth early. I said, these kids will never understand there was a day before touchscreen.
Yeah. I remember turning my computer on and leaving to go to work and come home for it to be on.
Uh-huh.
The old stuff. But yeah, he's and he is like the older guy. The guy's 22. He is a computer whiz. I mean, he's been, around him the whole bit. I mean,
Right.
he can take him apart, build him the whole bit.
Yeah.
And the younger guy's even better. You know what I mean? So, Pop, you got to get your DSL. You got to do this. You got to put that over there. He's the kid Danny's birthday today.
Uh-huh.
He's the guy who got me started in YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did.
He turned around and he said, "Pop, you need to be putting this on YouTube." I said, "What's YouTube?" What are you talking about? I had no clue. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Now it's taken over.
Yeah, exactly. I seen. I responded to you. Thank you for watching the video.
Yeah. I watch your videos. I'm usually in the other room. Well, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Everybody watching them on TV.
That's right.
Well, what happens is, the wife would go to bed, I'm sitting on the couch, just vegging out, and I pop on YouTube and tell myself I'm going to watch, half dozen until I
Yeah.
get sleepy, and I'm going to go to sleep. And I'm watching all these, and I'm thinking, okay, next time I'm in the computer room, I need to go back and leave some comments.
Mm-hmm.
And darn it, I just forget to do it.
Yeah. Last week we were talking about a couple of people that I watch, and one guy's up in Idaho, northern Idaho, real close to Washington State, like on the border, up some Select Mountains or something like that,
Uh huh.
up into Canada. He's got a cabin, it has electric and stuff, but it's. I was watching that thing, and it was snowing like a son of a bitch. He had to go out and do something in the barn or whatever. I went like this with the blankets up a little further. I ain't doing that.
Well, Chris was on here earlier. I don't know if he's still here or not. But Eastwind Farms,
Yeah,
he said it was 11 degrees where he was at right now.
yeah. You could see tonight was a full moon. Okay,
Uh huh.
leaving my daughters. I guess we left about 6 maybe. So coming out, getting onto the St. Rose Parkway, mountains are right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you can't really see the mountains because it's foggy. Getting closer to California out there, I guess. But the full moon was like, I said, I get home, I'm going to take a video of it, and I'm going to put up Jackie Gleason music from the Honeymooners. Okay. Grumpus, by the time I got home, we're 4 miles from house to house.
Okay.
Couldn't see the moon no more. That's how much the
Clouds
fog
rolled in.
The clouds rolled in, and it is cold out right now.
I mean, it's been raining for the last couple of days. It rained on and off today. It wasn't so bad today. It was getting a little muggy, but yesterday, man, there was a chill in the air. It'd go all the way to the bone.
Yeah, and that's the way it is right now today. So I said, well, that shot that one in the back. Yeah. Yeah, I was disappointed with that evening mux. I really was, because I was looking to nail something down and try to put a plan together for after the first of the year and stuff.
Well, what I like about it, from what I've seen so far, is even the free version's 1080.
Yeah.
And I like that, and it lets you customize your screens a lot like OBS.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can shape things the way you want it, move things around the way you want it, and I like that. But what they did here the last few months, they've watermarked everything on the free version.
Yeah,
it didn't used to be that way.
Same here.
And they watermarked the background. It's just a steady pattern across the background. Everything you put up is watermarked to the point to where it's distracting. I don't mind a watermark up at the top right corner.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. But even my own backgrounds that I had before are all watermarked.
Okay.
So in order to get past that, I'm going to have to at least get the basic service and try it. But, and it's mostly just for my own education and to be able to pass the information along if anybody asks. Because between you and me, I don't have enough people in a live stream to justify the cost.
That's the other thing. I mean, for what I'm doing with it, eventually I'd like to do it that way. I'd like to bring up a little bit more, because usually on the podcast, what I do is I'll put up, I've been doing a thing about the food recalls and stuff like that. So I'm naturally going against them, okay? Because I don't think it's actual food recalls. I think it's just a power grab, money grab. You know what I mean?
You might be onto something.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days before Thanksgiving, or a week before Thanksgiving, they have a carrot recall. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah.
All that nonsense. But what I was putting up different articles and stuff like that onto it, I like to do that all in one spot. But what I do is I pull everything back to OpenShot, and I'm going to do everything through there. So if I'm going to do that, I'll just stick with OBS.
Yeah.
Like I had said before. So I don't know. I'm going to. It is. I'm getting old. I don't feel like paying that kind of money. I mean, it doesn't seem like.
I don't want to pay it either. But for me, it's if it's an education, then
Oh,
I'll chalk it up that I'm just paying for a class.
yeah, yeah. No, I totally get it.
Or, it's just a hobby, and, we all waste money on hobbies.
That's for sure.
So, but I'm not going to sign up for a year.
Yeah,
I would try it for a couple of months and see how I like it, and have that in my back pocket if I ever.
right.
And if I did this more regularly, I'd probably have more viewers. But I got to have Charlotte with me, and I got to bring the Charlotte eye candy with me to get her to get a crowd.
I tell you what, she had a good crowd the other night with her crocheting.
Yeah, she does pretty good. She's
Yeah.
doing real well. Now she's a little under weather tonight. That's why I'm flying solo. She said she picked up a bug from the boy.
And you know what? There's a lot of that going around right now, and
My wife is just getting over
it's
getting
scary
over it.
out here because now they're calling it the rhino flu.
I don't know what it is, but I've been trying to stay away from everybody because I don't need that on top of my issues right at the moment.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Couple days, you get but it's the people you're around. I mean, it just
Oh, that's excuse me. That's just it.
yeah.
I'm hoping spending the day at the mall hasn't
No.
drug any critters home.
And my the oldest grandson, he works in McDonald's, so I pick him up.
Yeah.
He starts work at 4 in the morning, and he works till 4 to 12. So he works at either 12 or 12:30, whatever. So today he gets in the car, going back because we had Marie with us, and we're going over for his brother's birthday.
Hmm.
So as we're driving home, he says, "Hey, this guy I work with is sneezing and coughing." I went, "Oh, you son of a bitch! I don't need this."
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Not
Well,
good.
it's
I've
like
been.
when I was in the hospital, the nurses asking who my primary care doctor was, and I said, "Well, I don't have one." And they said, "Well, you don't have one?" I said, "No, I've never had one." She said, "What about checkups and stuff?" I said, "Last checkup was 20 years ago."
Yeah.
She said, "Well, I can't believe you don't. You should have a primary care doctor." I said, "That's where all the sick people are at. Why would I want to hang with that group?"
Yeah, exactly. I talking about that last night, flipping around. Between my other channels, I go we look on who's on
Uh
whatever,
huh.
and I come across this Oriental doctor, American.
Yeah.
He's Oriental. I don't know Chinese, whatever he was, but he looked like a younger guy. Talked very slowly, and trying to come across that he quit his job. Okay, but he's out in the middle. I don't know if he's out here or maybe further up into the mountains, whatever. But he had like a hoodie on, a hat, and the mosquitoes were flying. So as he's talking, I'm going like this myself, right? Watching him. Well, come to find out, this guy was a neurosurgeon.
Really?
Yeah, and talking about he just lost his way with it because about nutrition, about food and stuff he
Yeah.
started talking about. He quit because with the changes of the way people were doing things as far as eating and everything else like that.
Uh
So
huh.
I sat right up. That's right up my alley. Listen to that kind of stuff. He would book like 6 weeks in advance as far as different surgeries, back surgeries and stuff like that. So he said, all of a sudden people start changing the way they're eating and stuff. So people that were 6 weeks out called me and said, "Hey, listen, doc, I have no more pain. Pain's gone." But just interesting to see this guy make the flip.
So you think he just got tired of the rat race, or got tired of dealing with people, or
No,
just lost his
he said
enthusiasm?
he said when he was in medical school that his mentor said, do no harm. Okay, that was a thing,
Mm-hmm.
but heal people.
Yeah.
Don't just do operations because in 6 months he's gonna have to come back and all that stuff like that. But that knocked me for a loop. I'm saying there's another one biting the dust as far as with the nutrition and stuff. You know what I mean? So I mean, just and him talking about that, he puts up another video that they demonetized. They didn't demonetize him. They didn't monetize his that segment of his stuff because he was going against the medical talk. I said, well,
Wow.
listen to this. Very interesting just to see. I mean, I don't really watch that kind of stuff. But,
Yeah.
and the bugs flying around was driving me nuts anyway. So
Was he out camping or?
hiking, taking a hike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he did a little chat about the healthcare shooting. I said, you know what? I shut it off with that. But it was interesting to me just how all of a sudden I'm beat up from it. Just
Yeah.
really am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's a severe case of burnout.
Yeah. So I said, wow, look at that. But he's got 400,000 subscribers now.
Well, he's probably got a few million in the bank too.
Yeah, his wife
And
said
I'm sure that insurance money stacks up pretty quick.
Yeah. I told Murray, I said, I should never got too many study halls. I should have paid attention in school.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have used that as a nap time.
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, you look great. You
I'm,
really do.
You know, I still get a little tired,
Mhm.
but and I mean, right now my only complaint is these blood thinners have me pretty. You know, I stay chilly all the time.
Yeah.
I generally run pretty hot,
Yeah.
but since I've been back from the hospital, it's just, you know, I get a chill to the bone, and I just can't hardly shake it. Hey, Marcel, how you doing?
How you doing, kid?
So, other than that, I mean, I got no reason to complain at all.
Yeah, I'm on my last month of donut hole with this medication.
Yeah.
So I'm at the point now I got to cut it in half.
Well, I'm hoping to get off of some of this stuff.
Fight for it. Make sure you really fight for it
I mean,
because
I'm taking 7 pills in the morning and 6 pills in the evening. It's like eating a meal.
exactly.
And a couple blood thinners, you know, anti clot medicine, and you know, I can understand right now, but I can't see having to stay on that
That's what
for the
happened
rest
to
of
me.
my life. I mean, that's
They told me 6 months. Okay. How about getting? You need to be on it a little longer, and we'll let you know. So they strung me along.
yeah.
You know. Meanwhile, the price just kept jumping up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they told me, you know, 6 months, and then they'd reevaluate it, and they said a couple of them I may be on indefinitely.
Yeah.
You know, blood thinners, stuff like that. But you know, it's just
it's the
for
cost.
somebody that's never taken medication. I mean, I got to hurt a lot just to take an aspirin.
Yeah. That's my
And
rate.
now I'm on all this stuff they got me on, and it just affects me. Because I'm not used to it. I have no resistance to it at all, and some of that stuff just knocks me goofier than I normally am.
And with seven different medications, you don't know what the side effects are. You don't know which one is causing what.
Well, that's true. That's
You know what
true.
I mean?
I mean, I've had some side effects, and I talked to the doctor about it, and they said, well, unfortunately, that's from the medication you're on.
Uh,
And I said, well, we need to get off of that then.
and then I watch a guy, this neurosurgeon, turn around and say, what I was doing. Okay, you could actually control people with food.
Yeah.
I said, wow, listen to this guy. You know what I mean? So it really makes you wonder. Really, really does. No, I don't know. But I'm keeping busy, man. I am changing a few things up in the kitchen and stuff like that. I'm trying to get my lighting right because some of it's not good. I'm also trying, the Sunday Dinner Chef, I do a voiceover on that one. I can take my time with it and stuff like that. And I did a how-to video. Okay, so how I pack. This is ironic. So I have a vacuum sealer, a cheap one. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's starting to go. All right. So I said, well, maybe I'll look into another one, whatever. And because we use it, pretty a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'll bust down, a full chuck or a bunch of chicken I'll buy and I'll cut them up,
Yeah.
cut them in half, ready
I,
to go. You know what
I
I mean?
burn up like 3 of those things.
So all of a sudden I get an email after I made the video. All of a sudden I get an email from this company that wants to send me out bags and stuff to review.
Excellent.
Yeah, but I said to Marie, I already shot the freaking video.
Well,
And then on top of it, and after like today, I got an email from them. They're going to send me out a vacuum sealer
uh-huh.
to go along with it. I said, well, anyway, that's how my luck goes.
Well, I ended up buying one of them chamber vacs,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. It's instead of, I mean, I've had the ones like you've got
Mm-hmm.
where it sucks the air out of the bag,
Right.
and if it's juicy, it just sucks that out too.
Yep.
Well, the chamber vac evacuates the whole chamber. So
Yeah.
it's inside the bag and outside the bag vacuum.
Right.
And then once it seals up, it releases the pressure, and then the atmospheric pressure just collapses everything.
Right.
I really like it, and the bags are like pennies compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes I do have a couple rolls of the bags that you're using,
Mm-hmm.
and I've figured out that I could put like a whole slab of ribs in one of them long bags,
Yeah.
and just leave it outside of the chamber, and just close the door on top of it, and
Right.
it'll evacuate it that way if I need something bigger.
Yeah. I don't have the room for anything anymore.
But it is something. I mean, I wished I had a bigger one, but the one I got barely fit under the cabinet,
Yeah, that's it.
and we don't have a whole lot of cabinets or counter space to start with.
Right. That's my problem. You know how you get a brain fart with things. And,
Yeah, yeah.
And we've going on 6 years here. All of a sudden, the other day, I have this one guy from overseas. He wants to know how to sharpen a knife and all that stuff like that, and that's what really clicked with me to change
Yeah.
things up a little bit. Okay, so he sent me out another like a message, private message, and he said, What do you use? What do you recommend as far as cooking utensils? Pots? Grumpus, that hit me like a hammer. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
So I said to Maria, I said, you know what? We got this whole thing all ass backwards. So a lot of my videos, I use these small one and a bigger one, nonstick pans. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a couple weeks ago, I watched a thing about this Teflon. It's not actually Teflon anymore. Okay, they actually banned Teflon.
Yeah, yeah.
This
It's a lot of
this,
ceramic coatings now.
yeah, this other stuff, but this crap I got cheap.
Yeah.
In the supermarket, whatever, $9 for a big pan or whatever like that. And I just was thinking, because Marie does auto clean. Marie don't let me clean nothing because she don't trust me. Look at this, it off third in here. Okay, yeah. So what I did was I bought a couple stainless steel pans and stuff like that. I'm going back to metal, just all metal, and my cast irons. So we cleaned out the closet where I keep most of the pans and stuff like that. And I have a table. I have a 2 foot by 4 foot stainless table that I use in the kitchen. I mean, it's cumbersome. We got to walk around, and we don't have that much room.
Yeah.
So I did a video on it, on the pans that I got, the stainless steel bowls that I use, and all stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But I said, the guy, after I'm editing it and this and that, I called Maria and I says, "Who's this fat bastard that's doing this video?" I mean, the way the camera was angled like that, I said, "Mod on, I need a little bit more keto here going around."
Well, you ought to reach out to some of these cookware companies and see if they'll send you a set of something to do a video on.
Yeah, I got enough now. She's shaking her head. That's why when she seen the bags and the box with the bag, what's this? I said, just bags. I got the other thing coming. Where am I gonna put them?
Tom, I've got for years I looked for pot holder, a pan holder, something to hang my pans on. And I just don't have the wall space or anywhere to put anything. So I ended up going to Home Depot or Lowe's, I can't remember, and I bought the big, heavy log chain. I mean the ones that are like $1.50 a foot or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, and a hook, and I put my hook up on at the top of the wall, in where the double plate is.
Mm-hmm.
Put me some big, heavy number 12 screws in there like that, and hung that chain on it,
Ah.
and got a bunch of S hooks, and just hung my pots and pans off of that. It worked out beautifully because it doesn't take that much room. But people will come over and that chain is full. It's absolutely full from top to the bottom. And I laugh and tell them, I said, well, when I first started dating, well, first off, I went through my divorce. I let all my pans and stuff go.
Mm-hmm.
So I found a nice set, a tri-ply that I liked, and I bought me a set. And poor old Vicky, when I was dating her, she didn't have hardly anything.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a camping pan that she had. So I bought her a set.
Okay.
And as we dated, because we dated about 5 years, if I bought me something, I bought her one.
Right.
Well, then she moves in with me, and all that stuff comes with her. So, people say, what are you going to do with 20 pans? I said, well, it started at 10.
Well, that's basically what happened with us also. Yeah. I have all my grandmother's and my mother's cast irons. I'll never get rid of the cast irons at all.
I've got a bunch of cast iron. Yep.
So now my Dutch oven is my grandmother's. So she was born in 1898. So you figure whatever, by the time she was using early 1900s. And now I got it. So, I mean, it's still going. But then I got Maria's from her parents, their cast iron. So I got a lot of cast irons, but I use them. You know what I mean? So
I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me back up.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. That's a
There
good
you go.
idea.
So
Son of a
one
bitch.
of them's my regular cookware, and the other one on to the right is my cast iron.
Well, I tell you what, you're going to hear yelling and screaming from Vegas to Texas when I come home with that idea.
But I tell you what, it doesn't take much space, and you want to make sure you get a good strong hook up there at the top. 'Cause I don't know how many hundreds of pounds, especially that one with the cast iron on it.
Yeah,
But
and
no,
then
that I was in the store one day and it just hit me. I was like, why not put them on a chain?
I never thought of that. Never thought of it because
And
I in Florida. I had the regular
the one
when
over the island,
I
yeah,
put that up. Okay, and the funny part about it is when the people came in to buy the house.
uh-huh,
Okay, it was a mobile home. It was a double wide mobile home, Florida. I had all my pits outside.
yeah,
I
yeah,
had a Kamado Joe Jr. I built out of the turkey burners with the pan, with the big pot. Well, I
uh-huh,
took that burner and I built it into a cabinet,
nice.
and that was for my wok.
Yeah, I like that idea.
So I had a 36-inch Blackstone, the wok, the Kamado Joe. Then I had a small gas grill, and then took an old gas grill and I made it into a deep fryer. So that was my set. Well, when he seen that, okay, he said, "No, I want everything, pots, pans, you name it." So
Great.
so when we came here, I just there's certain things that I'm taking.
Yeah,
So now I have all my stainless steel stuff that I have when I put down the bottom, but just for the ease of just cooking real quick, whatever with the
yeah,
other pans,
yeah.
I'm getting away from it. So we rearrange things. And in one of the casinos, my daughter calls me. She said, "Pop, you got to go to this DM out here." She said, "Show your card. They're giving away pots and pans, but it's all lava rock coating." You know.
Okay, okay.
So I said, "All right." So I went in, and they go according to your play, and I walked away with a few pots and pans and skillets and stuff like that with this
Yeah.
lava rock. I don't use them all the time, but you know, they work out good. So I have
I
a couple sets, you know, that I use.
I think a lot of people are rediscovering cast iron
Yeah, can't go wrong.
because for years it was, like you said, it was the Teflon stuff, little thin metal stuff. But I I've been using a lot of cast iron, but I
Yeah,
always did.
yeah, me too.
But I think my sister was telling me that she's been using her cast iron more lately, and I think I think it was an old timey thing for the longest time. People wanted new stuff,
People
but they're
got lazy.
realizing now how much better it cooks.
Yeah, people got lazy about cleaning it, taking care of it. A
Yeah,
little
I don't
effort.
have any problem cleaning mine.
No, hell no. That's even with the stainless steel. I have no problem with it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If you season it right and get it right, it'll work. It'll cook good. We're in North Carolina. Okay, had an old farmhouse that I had to just about redo the whole place. It was termite ridden, the whole bit. Okay, so I redo it, but it was a big kitchen. It was what they call the shotgun shack. Open the front door and then
see all the
you know
way to the
you,
back.
right.
Yeah.
So I took one wall out, opened everything up. I had a wood burner in there, and Marie's cooking one day, and I had like I said, my mom's cast irons, and this one was old. I mean, the outside of it, you couldn't clean it no more. The outside had probably an inch of
It- it's
bark
so
on it.
so thick it was insulated.
Yeah, I couldn't get it off, and or did I want to? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Then outside on my deck, I had a covered deck, and in there I had another wood burner. Okay, but I would cook out there. I had my gas grill. I had a Duquesne gas grill
yeah.
that I would put the inserts in it for smoking, whatever I wanted to do. But then anything slow cooking, I'd fire up the wood burner on the deck, put the cast iron Dutch oven in there, and let it go.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was cooking something one day, and with the black cast iron, shut it off the whole bit. We sat down, we ate. She says, "Well, let me put this in the sink." So she picked the pan up and went to put it in. Actually, put it in the sink, but I must have been a wet rag in it, and the thing was still screaming hot. And the bottom blew out.
Oh no.
So I broke her chops like you stay over there because you're going to get hit with lightning. Even that night we were going to bed, I brought my pillow out and put it on the couch. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I ain't sleeping next to you. Old Kate Garvey's going to hit you with lightning bolts and stuff." But it was wore out, So
Well, I've
old.
got. I mean, none of my stuff is old, except for one pan. I got. I think it's a 10-inch skillet. I think that when I was dating Vicky, the apartment she lived in, their dumpster. If anybody that had anything to toss that thought somebody else might be able to use it, they'd set it beside the dumpster,
Mm-hmm.
almost like a yard sale type thing. Only it's
Come
free.
get me. Come get me.
So we talked one night. And she said, "Well, next time you come over here, I got something for you." So I went over there, and I'm going to tell you this skillet was so nasty. It was so rusted and sticky and just awful. And I took that thing home and I worked on it for about a week. I sanded it. I had some old wood chisels. I chiseled all that crap off the outside rim of it, and ended up throwing it in a garbage bag with oven cleaner and letting it
Ooh.
sit for a couple of days. Man, I cleaned that thing up. That's my favorite skillet.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite one now. I mean, it's old, so the bottom's a little smooth,
Yeah.
and it holds seasoning real well.
The two that I have, one's Marie's dad's, and the one I have is the two I have from my grandmother and my mom. They're Sydney's. I don't know. I don't know too much about them.
Yeah, I don't either.
But that one is really, really old.
Yeah, I
But
wished I had some old ones from my grandma.
so when we lived in Florida, okay, this couple from Maine. Now I tell you what, Grumpus, they make you laugh. Unbelievable. Guy's an electrician, lineman. Okay, and so I was doing some stuff in the back of my place, and I needed to put another breaker in. So Dave come up, and he did. I said, "What are you? No, we're good. No." I said, no, you're not leaving here until you get paid. So, okay, give me $20.
Uh,
So couldn't let things go, but they had a camper, okay? And he's telling me, he said, she loves to go do this camping shit. And he said, I can't stand it. Okay. So he said, I'm going to put it up for sale. He said, we drive from Maine down here. Can't park it in here, so I got to go pay for a parking place to park it.
right.
And then he said, last year we came here and never checked it again until we were going back north. We got to open up the doors. Everything was moldy.
Oh no.
He said, horrible. So I said, put your big boy pants on. Just tell you, forget about it.
Yeah.
The whole bit. Well, we laughed about that the whole bit. So we had a couple drinks. So he goes home, and he comes back in his golf cart. Okay, and he had this big cast iron skillet with the lid.
Uh-huh.
He says, "Hey, Tom," he said, you're cooking and stuff. He says, use this. We don't use it. And besides, when I tell her tonight I'm getting rid of the camper, I don't want that nowhere around. Grumpus, that is the heaviest pan. It's an old mountain. There again, I never heard of it.
Yeah.
But this, I think it's a 10 inch maybe, but real high sides.
Yeah.
And it got the lid on it. I tell you what, it's a workout.
Oh yeah, but
moving
that's
that
great
around.
for frying chicken, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, I told Marie, I'm set with, I don't need any more pans or anything else like that. But it was funny how I put it together, and I said, it never dawned on me to make a video like that of what I have,
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So, but
So
now,
what about your knives? Have you done your knife sharpening video yet?
yeah, I did. That's coming up. I think this week. I think it's
I
coming
think
up.
that's a great idea.
Everybody, I keep getting people want me to buy knives from them. I had my fill of knives. I mean, I went through.
Yeah.
I have 3, maybe 4 knives that I use all the time. Okay, breakdown knives.
Yeah.
And a couple. I went to the Oriental style. I don't know what they call them.
Yeah.
But all the knives I had when I was working in the kitchens and stuff, I got rid of because I didn't need them no more at home.
And I'm real picky on my knives. I mean, I got more knives than I need.
Right.
Because, deals come along or I find something I really, really like and I have to have it.
Yeah.
But, as far as the old, I got rid of some knives last week that I found in the back of a drawer.
Yeah.
That I probably hadn't touched in 2 or 3 years.
Now I got my dad's paring knife and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The really thing that pissed me off is Carpenter. He had all these big files. Okay?
Yes.
He had files probably 2 or 3 inches wide.
Yeah.
And he had a guy that was in a machine shop, and he had a couple knives made out of the files.
Yep.
Okay. And either somebody stole them or whatever, but because in the restaurant, what we would do, I would have my own knives that I would carry with me back and forth to work. But the restaurant itself, we would have a service come in, especially they would come in on Thursday and exchange knives out. It was their knives.
Oh, okay.
But every week they would sharpen them and bring, just keep switching them out. So my mother-in-law, remember Ron Popeil, the guy with the hairspray?
Oh, yeah.
And well, she gave us a set of them knives. Okay. I still have them. There's some knives that Marie uses every day, and there's some that are really good and some that really suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But most of them are decent. So as long as you keep an edge on them, So that's what I went down to. But I have my 3 or 4 knives that I use all the time. So
yeah.
I said, at this stage of the game, I'm not going to be retired and worrying about getting a $400, $500 knife.
No, I mean I don't go to that well. No, I don't go to that extreme anymore.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of good knives, but like I said, I got more than I need, and a whole lot more than I use.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I got a cleaver probably older than both of us together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I used to use in the restaurant, breaking, prime ribs and stuff like that, cutting them down. And
I find it really, really enjoyable. A good sharp knife and a big hunk of beef. I mean, that just it's therapeutic to me.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. This last video I did about breaking stuff down. I mean, I did the chicken first, vacuum sealed them.
Yeah.
how we do it, get it ready for the both of us, because I'm not a big chicken guy. Or the chicken I did all my life. I'm just,
Yeah,
I
you're
like
over
doing
it.
different things with chicken. Like you see in that one video with what I made, the chicken wings out of the
Yep.
thighs. That's the kind of stuff I like doing,
Yeah.
But then I broke down an eye round, and there's only one way to cook an eye round. It's the whole thing in the oven, because it's the one of the toughest pieces of
Oh,
meat
just
on the
cook the
animal.
crap out of it. Yeah.
Yes, but I did was I cut it the smaller end, and I cut it up into for pepper steak, and then a couple other ones. And all I had is, and I'm sorry I said it, because as I'm doing the video, Marie stands on the side. If I need anything, she hands it to me, or just to aggravate the living hell out of me when I'm doing it. So I said, you could take these smaller pieces of the eye round, okay, because it's really tough.
Uh-huh.
Get a tenderizer, meat tenderizer, beat it up, make it a little bit bigger, and you can make a chicken fried steak, country fried steak out of that like that. Well,
Yeah.
you thought I hit the buzzword, they just told her we wanted to. So I shut the camera off. She's, when are you going to make it? You going to make that? Are you going to do that? When are you going to? Will you shut up? So,
Well,
yeah, I mean, just different ways of doing stuff. So
yeah.
I think that's the way I'm going to roll with it for a little bit.
I cut up a turkey last Sunday when I had for Thanksgiving. I went over to my niece's house,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her I'd bring a ham. Well, I went to HEB, and if you bought a ham, they were giving away 12-pound turkeys. And if it weighed more than that, you just paid the difference.
Right.
So I had a 14-pound turkey, cost me $1.40.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
I cut that thing up and froze it into meal-sized portions.
Yep.
Tossed it in the freezer, and I did a small ham one night this week, and I'm gonna go in there and cut that up into some meal size and get them in the freezer tomorrow.
See, me and you think alike, because I'll buy a ham, okay, not a spiral cut,
Yeah.
but I'll get a regular ham, but pretty good sized one.
This was the one with the arm, what am I trying to say? The shoulder cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I like it because I like that big bone for the beans.
Exactly right. I'll take that ham and I'll break it down.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will slice it. All right, put it either on my slicer and slice it down, but I'll get the different. Use the cap, the whole bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll vacuum seal it, put that in the freezer, and take it out, and we'll have that, some eggs or whatever, or just ham,
Just for seasoning sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm always. I want to be ready for a hurricane.
Yeah.
I want to be ready for power outages. Because if I've got enough stuff in the freezer, number one, it keeps longer. It keeps it cold longer.
Sure.
And number two, I'm not going to go hungry.
That's right.
I may not have lights, but I'm going to eat. In fact, one hurricane before last, we were out without power for quite a while.
Yeah.
And somebody had asked me, he said, "Well, what if you can't keep all that? Is it going to go bad?" And I said, "I will cook everything in there and go up and down the road. I'll just set up a table at the end of the driveway and just start cooking crap up and give it away before I let it go bad."
Exactly.
But
That's me.
I try to catch the meat sales when I can, capitalize on that sale, just like you do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the cheaper way to go.
I gave my grandson, the older guy, he works at McDonald's, okay? And McDonald's has a program that they'll send you to school on them. You work for them for 6 months, okay?
Yeah.
And they actually made him almost full time, okay? But he works from 4 in the morning till 12 in the afternoon, or 12:30 in the afternoon, okay? He works 5 days, 2 days off, all right? And it wasn't that way when it started, because I was taking him back and forth to work, and it was crazy hours.
Yeah.
So when he said, "Pop, they switched my hours to 4 in the morning," I said, "You're screwed, pal."
How do you spell Uber?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm trying to get him the understanding that go to school.
Capitalize on that education, man. If they're going to give it to you, take it.
Right. So he's on the same page, but he's learning to cook a little bit. All right.
Yeah, that's good.
And so what I did was Monument Grills gave me a flat top. They gave me a gas griddle.
Uh-huh.
I loved it. Okay, I used it twice, but I loved it. Just like the concept of it, the whole bit. But I can't use it in the house. So I have it out on the balcony and see some of these nosy neighbors walking by. What are you cooking? Keep moving, Slappy. St. Denny's, keep moving.
We're not open yet.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? Told Marie, I says, what I do is I move it from one spot to the other spot. I'm going to give it to him. And let him sort. So he made a pork fried rice on it and stuff like that.
Nice.
I said, it's just not for smash burgers or bacon.
Yeah. What is it, like a 2-burner?
Yeah, it's a 2-burner. It
Okay,
works well. I mean, you put your hand underneath it, it doesn't, not hot at all. So
Yeah.
I said, you can put it just about anywhere. But me, okay, breaking the meats down and making sure we have stuff. In my freezer, my chest freezer, I have plastic bags that we fill with water, okay, and lay it down so they're flat. And I use them in there in case the electric goes out to keep everything still cold. I also have from the restaurant days, because we used to do a Sunday brunch, and I had an omelet station. So I have 2 gas burners, butane burners that I keep in case the power goes out and I lose the gas, whatever, and stuff like that. So I can always have something to cook on.
Well, same way with me. I mean, fortunately, I've got gas. I got a gas stove.
Yeah.
So if the lights go out, I can still light it up. But I got all my stuff outside I can cook with. I got propane. I always make sure I got 4 bottles, propane bottles.
Yep.
And as soon as I hear noise that there may be something out in the Atlantic coming in, I make sure all 4 of my bottles are filled up. I could cook every night, and that would last me 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I've got plenty of firewood here if I want to fire up the smoker. And we rotated. This would have been back when Ike hit. Me and 3 other neighbors, we rotated around on who cooked that night, and we'd only fire up 1 grill or 1 smoker, and everybody would take their stuff over. We'd cook on that because we were all trying to ration out our propane. Right. Didn't make sense for all 4 of us to light up a propane when one guy could do it. So we just rotated.
Yeah, I totally agree. And then when we moved here, I mean, I was like a fish, fish out of water. What am I going to cook? And apartments. I lived in apartments when I was really young, and never before. And you can't have barbecues on the balcony.
On the balcony, yep. Yeah, Terry. I when I was shopping for this house, I got everything non-electric I could. Gas stove, gas heat, gas dryer, gas water heater, because electricity is so expensive down here. And you start adding all that stuff on top of an AC bill, air conditioning bill. I mean, you could have $600-700 light bills easy.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, mine are pushing 5 now, and I'm not in a big house.
Yeah.
I just insulated the attic and everything. So
even here where I'm at now that I'm here, I couldn't see me going anywhere else. I break Marie's chops all the time because I watch these guys with off grid and stuff like that, and watch how to build. I was pretty handy with myself as far as my dad made sure that we knew how to build something or whatever.
Yeah, you can get by.
But I keep breaking Marie's chops. Come on, let's go to Montana and build a little cabin and stuff. She wants to tell me to go F myself, but but I try to keep, even here on the property, they keep this place really, really well maintained and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But around it, they have these little barbecue pits.
Okay.
And there. So I even said I can even do something there. So where you moving to, Tara?
He's coming down here in my neck of the woods.
Is he really? Good. Pretty good. Yeah. So, I mean, but that's my mentality. Like you know what I mean? Make sure you have enough, cover your bases, and you're always going to eat.
Well, when we were young and growing up, be prepared. That's what
Yeah,
you
yeah,
heard was be prepared.
exactly right, exactly right. Because it could happen anytime. I mean, like I said, coming home tonight, the weather's changing so crazy out here. You could see the mountains.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you couldn't. And just the way things. Oh, right.
I mean, I could very easily be one of them off gridders
Yeah, me
if I
too.
just wanted to work that hard.
Yeah, and
Because
it's
because I try to make it to where I can sustain myself without a power company, without any outs. I got to take care of me and my family first.
up
And
on Facebook. I put up a picture of our cabin, hunting cabin, upstate New York. I missed that. I missed going up there. A bunch of we got together
yeah,
and I told Marie, I says, if you know any Hank Williams songs, then I'll bring you up there. And she started singing Hank Williams songs. I said, son of a good. So we
called you
would,
out on that one.
yeah. So we would go up, and it was all off grid, but we had a generator. And then we had 1, 2, 3 wood burners. It was 30 by 30.
Yeah. Okay.
I put a shower in it. We built off it. Made a shower in it. I had a 30 gallon stainless steel tank up. We built the cabinet so it was over the well.
Okay.
So we could run the pipe straight up from the well.
You
Okay,
don't have to worry about it freezing.
had a pump in there, and then what I did was I took a barbecue gas burner, okay, with the controls on it, and I put
Uh-huh.
that underneath the tank, and ran that to the propane tank that we had outside, and we had hot
Okay.
water.
Good thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'd go into the shower and we'd go from there. But then like I said, I had from a guy from worked in Exxon. He gave me a 4 foot, a 2 foot by 4 foot pipeline pipe, and he set this up for me. We had the whole setup there. But when we would go up, I would naturally had a bar in it,
Yeah.
and we would set up different things cooking on the wood burners. I miss that kind of stuff. You know, be four
Well,
foot of snow outside.
it's getting back. I enjoy getting back to the basics. Caveman stuff.
Yeah.
I want to cook on fire. I want to drag some little animal down, chase it down, and choke it in my bare hands. You know, You know, all that kind of stuff because it's fun.
And the one thing that I really liked was when I was in Texas, there was one rancher just off of. I think he was on the other side of 10 FM 1960, heading towards Safeway. Okay,
Uh-huh.
there was a stretch of land there, and it had signs: "Beware of cows or steer
Yeah,
crosses or some shit
yeah.
like that." But this guy was back there, and once in a while he would have uh, a roast, not
Okay,
barbecuing like anybody else knows. These things he had these things hanging over the fire like this, you know.
like Argentinian style.
Grumpus. I mean that caught me big time. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
wow, look at that. That's the kind of stuff that I'd like to do, something different. You know what I mean? But we had a blast up there. I got a lot of response on it about the cabin. Uh, Nobody hunted. I mean, back
Yeah.
then, you almost $200 for a hunting license. I'd be so friggin' hungover out in the middle of the woods, blade my gun down. A deer ran right past me. Yeah, keep going.
I
Got
was I
time.
was I was telling Vicky here last summer. I'm always looking to make things out of something else, and I drug. I don't want to say too much, but I drug this thing home, and I told Vicky. She said, "What are you going to do with that?" I said, "I'm going to make barbecue. I'm going to make a charcoal grill out of it."
Hmm.
And I'm explaining to her what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it and everything like that. And she's, "Well, why don't you just go buy a grill?" I said, "You don't understand.
Got to make it.
For $80 I could go buy a grill." I said, "But I can make one for about 200." So, I said, I said,
They don't understand
and,
that.
and I'm cooking on something I made.
Yeah. I had from the cabin. I had one of them same stainless steel drums that I had.
Uh-huh.
The guy made me a metal frame around it, cut it in half, and my brother took one half, and I took the other half. But from the restaurant, we swapped out one of our grills, but I still had the irons. Okay.
Okay.
So what I did was move down to North Carolina. I drug this thing with me to North Carolina, plus the gas grill and everything else. I had the wood burners and everything. So I'm outside. Marie says, "What are you doing?" I says, "I'm inventing. Leave me alone, please."
Reinventing the wheel.
So I had these grates and I kept moving them from side to side to side to side. So I had this half stainless steel drum, okay, and I had over in the barn I must have had 4 bed frames, angle iron.
Okay.
All right, I get my sawzall out, cut the ends off, measured them up. Didn't have a welder, drilled holes, bolted them together,
Okay.
and I made a rack for these grates. Now these are
Nice.
all cast iron grates. Okay?
Nice.
Now, how the frig am I going to move this on and off there? So I made a Santa Maria. You want to see this thing? I mean, there's an old bicycle in the shed. I took
Yeah.
that apart, okay, hacksawed off one side of the wheel, put it on, and I made to raise it and lower it from the
Yeah.
bike pedal,
Yeah.
okay, with the chain, the whole bit.
That's great.
I
That
had
is
wood.
great.
Then I had bought a 16 by 20 shed front, barn shape with the front doors that open. That's how I broke my leg. I slipped and fell out off of that. My foot got caught underneath the step.
Oh no.
I'm laying out in the middle of the garden, a snowstorm. The house was probably 800-900 feet away. I'm screaming for Marie. I fell. The truck is running. I got the gas fumes running in on me.
Oh no.
I had to shoot my gun to get her attention to come out. And my foot. I mean, it was a long story. But anyway, getting back to the grill. I made that. All right, and then I needed something to put my tractors under. Okay, that was my wood shop that I had with the 16 by 20. So I started bringing home pallets. Every time I seen pallets on the side of the road or
Okay.
down behind the shopping center or whatever, always asked them, you need them. I built a half a barn, like a lean-to type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bought the 4x4s, dug the holes, and the whole roof, everything like that out of the pallets.
Well, some
That
of the
was
pallets got pretty good lumber on them.
Yeah, hell yeah, nice oak.
Yeah, oak, hickory. I've gotten hickory 4x4s off of them before. Oak, maple. The ones
So
from South America are usually mahogany.
yeah,
And
so I mean that's what I did with North Carolina. I missed North Carolina, I really do. I did. I'm not moving from here. I mean, I found a nice home here and everything we do here.
yeah,
But my point is, okay, if to buy something, okay, spend a ton of money on it when you know deep down inside you can fiddle around with something and make it.
my
Okay,
my my DIYs usually cost me more than if I just buy it off the shelf.
so case in point. So I do a lot of spaghetti squash, okay,
Okay.
and I'm saying, oh, this is easy to do, boom, boom, boom. But I did it. I know how to handle a knife and stuff. But some people that watch don't know how to handle a knife. So I'm thinking, I got my thinking cap on. Marie says, I don't like when you're doing this. This means something's got to be moved, or get my screw gun. So I said, I'll be right back. Get in the car and I go to Lowe's. So I bought a round piece of wood that you would make stools out of.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like 13 inches, round like that.
Gotcha.
And I bought a bag of half-inch dowels, 1 foot long, half-inch. Okay, $3 and $6. So I got $9 invested in this thing. So she says, "What are you doing?" I says, "Well, the older I get, I'm getting a little shaky with the knife and stuff." I said, "I have a feeling I'm going to be walking around like this if I don't do what I want to do." She says, "What are you making?" So I made a cradle out of this thing
Uh-huh.
to hold the spaghetti squash in,
Ah,
so I can cut it. All right.
I'm with you.
So I drilled 4 holes across, cut them in half, 6 inches,
Uh-huh.
put them in there, glued them in stabilizer, and then I put four holes and didn't glue them. So I could put the spaghetti squash in, peg them, and then I go to town working. A lot of times you want to slice
Yeah.
eggplant or something like that, or if somebody don't have. So it was funny because I'm telling my neighbor. She says, "What you doing, Tom?" And I don't know what I'm doing. She said, "That's a damn good idea." She said, "You know, I love spaghetti squash and a pain in the ass to cut,
Yeah.
everything like that." She says, "Man, what'd that cost you?" Grumpus just kidding around. So it was about $60. Damn, you can make me one.
She ordered one, huh?
I said, "Oh no."
But
But
those
hey,
make great. That makes great videos.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
So
I've told Vicky I've done some DIY stuff, and to me it's just second nature.
yeah, yeah.
But she'll encourage me to do it because, and I'll look at the comments. You know, a lot of people don't know a Phillips hammer from a straight blade hammer.
Right, right. Yeah.
You know, for me just to go out, to my shop and just throw something together, I have a hard time believing people actually want to watch something like this,
Yeah.
but they do. My
And you,
DIY stuff does a lot better than my cooking sometimes.
you know what the funny part about is when we sold everything, and I was like mortified when the guy said, "I want everything you own. I want."
Yeah.
I said, "You can't have the socks with the hole in them, and you can't have my underwear." You know, we're just kidding around. But I left pots and
Yeah.
pans there the whole bit.
Yeah.
Pissed me off because I had a carbon steel wok, 10-inch wok that I loved.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do vegetables and stuff. But like I told Marie, I humped dishes around from when we first got married. Never used them. Set of 12.
Exactly.
So my friend of mine says, "Well, why don't you just use them, make her happy?" I said, "I don't know 12 people that I would invite over for dinner. You know what I mean? To use them."
Well,
So,
my wife, she's got a set of dishes that I don't know, 12, 16 servings. I don't know, play sets,
I mean, it's
and she saves them. We've never eaten off of them.
right. There you go.
She's got those for when company comes over. But when company comes over, she's afraid they'll break them. So
So what I did was
they've never left the cupboard in, in 15 years.
so when we're moving from Florida to here, my sister-in-law lives with her daughter in Georgia.
Okay.
So I said, I think it's a good idea we go see your sister, you know, before we leave and this and that, because she won't fly anymore or whatever. She's up there in age.
Uh-huh.
So I said, let's bring the dishes to the girls, you know, to your niece,
Yeah.
and let them have that.
Yeah.
It's their grandmother, your mother, her, and let them use that stuff. And then I
Yeah.
brought a bunch of other. I had blenders, I had all kinds of stuff like that, because they do cook, they do use this
Right.
stuff. So that's what we did, and Marie was okay with that. But you could see she was a little hesitant about it.
Yeah.
So I said to her the other day, "Boy, what happened to that one wok?" All right.
Yeah.
She said, "You left it in Florida." Sold it to the guy in Florida. It's not that wok, the other wok. So she's throwing it up in my. I sold my tools, table saws, bandsaw,
Yeah.
everything went.
I think, I mean, people start getting our age, we lose the whole concept of just how much stuff we've accumulated through the years.
Yeah.
And I mean, what you did, I think, was great because I would toy with that same deal.
Yeah.
And figure, okay, well, when I get to the other end, I'll buy the things that I need now.
Yeah. And sometimes they might be better.
You know, well, I mean, I walk out my garage now. I've got power tools out there that I probably haven't turned on in 5 years.
Grumpus,
I've got new stuff in boxes I haven't opened yet.
I
They're
sold,
so old that the company don't even make them anymore.
yeah. I mean, clamps. I had clamps. I had my dad's clamps.
Oh yeah, whoever has the most clamps when you die wins.
Yeah. I mean, I had
Can't
I had
have enough.
6-footers. I had 4-footers, 2-footers, all hanging up, all with the cranks. And
Man,
I
we
mean,
would have made great neighbors. You know that?
yeah, I'm telling you, I had all that stuff. And the guy says to me, he says, and it made me an offer, $10,000 more than what I was asking for the place. Okay, for
Just to
all
leave
that
your stuff behind.
Yeah. He says, I said, what's your plan? I'm going to tell you, if I finish this one, I'm going to tell you something real quick.
Okay.
What I did was, he said to me, he said, "What's your intentions with this stuff?" I said, I said to him, no, he said to me, "What's your intentions with this? You're going to be moving all this stuff here." I said, "Well, I have to." I said, "But that means renting a truck and everything, going out to Vegas and stuff." And he made the offer. He said everything, screws, nails,
Yeah.
the whole bit. I said, "Why everything? Dishes, pans, the whole bit."
Yeah.
He says, because he lived upstate New York, the snowbirds coming back and forth. And he said, because when I come here, it's home. When we seen it, we left out of here, we were like little kids giddy of what you did
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
place, the whole bit. So we had a queen size bed that we bought. Okay. The mattress, box spring and mattress. So I said to Marie, I says, you know what? I ain't spending $400-500 for a headboard or anything else like that. I'm going to make one. So I went to the store and I got cedar 4x4s. Okay. And I got pine. I got, I think they were 1 foot or 2 foot. I think, I can't remember. And I put them together made the frame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cut out the stuff for to put everything on there. Made the footboard. Okay. And boxed it all in. You need a gorilla to lift that thing up. And I put a clear coat on it, and the wife went nuts over it. And Marie's the type like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I watched the show here, I don't know, it's a few months back. One of these remodeled, they were rebuilt the whole house in 30 minutes. They painted a headboard on the wall and just bumped the mattress up to it.
Wow.
I told Vicky, I said, now we're talking. She said, no, I want furniture.
So when we got here, okay, I had the extra money to go refurnish the whole place.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't have, you probably didn't have nearly the stuff that you left behind.
Exactly.
Because a lot of it is stuff.
But now, going on 6 years,
yeah.
Now we're accumulating stuff. We're accumulating, and I'm guilty of it too, because I'm getting to the point where I don't want to throw one screw. I might use that, put that in the toolbox.
Yeah.
That's
I've got coffee cans so full of screws. I would rather drive to Lowe's and buy the 4 screws I need than to look through that can and try to find. I'm with you, Tom. I understand.
Junk.
I understand. Little pieces of string. Picture wire that you buy to hang your pictures, and I got a piece about 6 inches long. What do I need that for? But I can tell you where it's at.
I did that video with, and she was pretty good about it. But I did the video about packing the chicken away and all this stuff. No, I'm sorry, about the pots and pans. That's what it was, about the pots and pans. So she says, all right. She says, you know what? Go ahead and do it. Well, we've got Italian Tupperware. Okay. Italian Tupperware is anything that has a lid on it, plastic. It could be ice cream bins, buckets. But Grumpus, I get spinach, okay? Spinach leaves in the plastic with the lid on it.
Yeah.
I probably could build a small greenhouse with these different ones that she has. Marie, throw them away. We don't need them. Please throw it away. I may need it.
You never know. I
may need it. Okay. Unbelievable. But that's the way we were raised.
Well, me too. I was in high school. My dad was a welder. So he started welding, I think he was like 14 or something like that. So he'd been a welder his whole life, which means I'd been around that my whole life.
Sure.
Tom, I was in high school. I started high school before I finally realized everybody don't have a big scrap pile behind the garage. Everybody don't have welders and acetylene torches. I'm 6 years old. I'm out welding a fork onto my bicycle because I broke it off. It was quite the reality check that, you don't have that? I thought everybody lived that way.
We had sand in the backyard that was piled up because next to it sat the cement mixer.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay, that was painted black and red.
Uh-huh.
That was my dad's colors. All his tools were marked with black and red.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. He had a tool shed with all this stuff in it in the tool shed, all painted black and red, the whole bed. But the sand in the backyard had to be piled up. With the weather and whatever, it would come out, playing on it,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But we had to go shovel it, go around and shovel the whole thing up. But if you mix dirt in with that sand,
Uh-oh.
you got your
That's
ass
no
handed to you.
good. Yeah.
Had to go back out and read. So that, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
my dad when he was a kid, a lot of the his buddies that he ran around with ended up getting into racing and stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we always had, jalopies, the Saturday night races at local. We
Mm-hmm.
always had race cars around. We had dragsters. We had all kinds of stuff that his buddies would come over and they'd work on them cars.
Right.
And that was just my normal. And it was
I
a good
mean,
way to grow up because it made me a little bit more self reliant.
yeah.
Because my dad was kind of hard on it. I mean, you needed some help. He'd say, okay, well, here's how you do it. Now go do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
he didn't do that stuff. Like I said, I was welding my own fork on my bike because my dad said, I told you don't jump off that board. Now you broke your bike, you won't have a bike unless you fix it.
I was like 8 or 9 years old, and summer just got out of school, and I made the fatal mistake on a Saturday that he happened to be off. I'm bored. You bored?
Uh-oh, you don't say that.
Come on. Grumpus, I dug a hole for a week. I was waiting to grab a Chinaman by the hair. That's how deep down I was. Okay. Got all done with it. He came out, look. He says, good. Tomorrow you start filling it back in again. Well, my friends ride by on the bicycles, and there I am.
Oh my goodness, you weren't bored, were you?
Yeah. Yeah. And when I first watched The Karate Kid, all right,
Uh-huh.
paint the fence, I spit my drink out. Lime and water and a
Too
big
close to
paintbrush.
home. Yeah.
Lime and water, and I paint the fence all
Mm.
summer. So I don't know.
I remember once, I don't know what I was doing. I was probably around 8, 9 years old, and I was out there screwing around with the welder, and I was sitting on a tire. The tire was still blowed up on the rim, but I was sitting on the edge of a tire, and I had something down between my feet that I was screwing around with the welder on. Well, I had shorts on.
Oh,
Tom, I got radiation burns on the inside of my legs. So, I mean, they were blisters the size of my thumb. My mom was so mad at my dad. And she said, well, and he told her, he said, well, I told him go put some long pants on.
I can't remember where it is.
But yeah,
Hey.
that's that stuff would burn the crap out of you without even getting you hot.
Yeah, exactly. And just life lessons. I mean,
Yeah.
we were talking the other day, me and Marie were laughing. No matter what happens, what we do, everything like that, we're always laughing. It's always funny.
Yeah.
It turns out to be. I was on the computer the other day, and I'm doing something, and you could tell something on your side vision or something like that. She said she was there for like 10 minutes, and she's dancing to this song that's playing on the radio. Okay, and I didn't notice it, but then we start laughing about that.
Uh-huh.
But the things that we were told, okay, I told you this 100 times. When we first met, we were 14, 15 years old, and I asked her for a phone number. She said, no, you can't call the house. Boys are not allowed to call the house.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened to all that? You know what I mean? It was just.
Tom, I was at 19 years old, I was engaged. And I got grounded for not being home by 10 o'clock. Mom says, well, you're grounded. You're not doing anything for a week. I said, I'm a grown man. I'm fixing to get married. You can't ground me. She said, you still live under my roof.
That's it. That's it. somebody sent me the other night. Somebody sent me a message with a picture of Lawrence Welk.
Uh-huh.
Okay, on there, and it said, "If you grew up listening to this man here, you may be open to compensation for child abuse."
That's true. That's true.
Uh,
But you know what? It made us grow up to who we are,
yeah, yeah.
and we don't have to pay somebody to do the least little thing.
I've and I find it ironic that the mind is willing. I don't feel my age. I really don't, and I'm sure you don't either.
I don't.
About doing certain things and about trying.
I told Vicky last weekend, I need her to help me carry a ladder around back. She said, "Well, you what?"
That
I
almost
said,
went.
"Well, I
Yeah,
got some wires up here I want to tuck away." She said, "You're not moving that ladder."
that went over like a fart in church,
So
right?
yeah, I just had to take that idea out of my head right away.
But there is certain things that I can't do. I mean, and uh,
I'm getting there, Tom.
like in Forrest Gump, stupid is what stupid does, right? I'm
Right.
getting out of the shower this morning, okay, and stepping over the tub, okay, and my foot, I banged the top of my foot, my one toe banged
Oh,
on the side of the tub,
yeah.
okay. That joker right now is black and blue, all right, and I mean, stupid.
Well, I mean, things happen. I can still do most of what I used to do. I just don't have the endurance anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to get out, man. I'd work in the sun all day long. I mean, from 8 in the morning till 9 at night, and I just can't do it anymore. I'm good for maybe an hour,
Yeah.
but I need a nap.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got the minimum trees, little small trees, probably 4 foot. Okay, but it's all you plug it in, it's remote control.
Right.
I have battery, tiny lights outside on the balcony, and that's also a remote.
Uh huh.
Right. So the other day, I'm on a computer. Marie come walking in, and she says to me, "Did you turn the tree on?" No. She said, "Just went on by itself." I said, "I didn't do it, Marie. I don't know. I was That wasn't my my worriment at that point."
Uh
Okay.
huh.
So I went out to the balcony to do something. That's where I got my smoker out there. And I opened the door and I says, "Marie, did you turn the light? You sure you didn't put the lights on? Because the other lights are on." So now I got thinking, I'm saying, what the hell's going on with this? Blah, blah, blah. So my daughter says to me the other day, she said, "Pop, I walked in the house and I heard the garage door open." I said, "Did you hit a button or anything?" She said, "Nope. She just opened up." I said, "Strange." I said, "We got problems with the Christmas lights going on and off and everything like that." They're all remote control. You know how many people have remote controls for stuff?
Right. Right.
So it could be the neighbor.
I
You
had
know,
the I had the same situation years ago where I put in a garage door opener, and I'd come home from work, it'd be open, or I would hear it. I'd be in the house, I'd hear it close,
hmm,
and I was talking to one of my neighbors 2 doors up the street, telling him, I said, this garage door opener's just giving me a heck trying to get this thing adjusted. I said, it keeps opening and closing on its own. And he said, I've had the same problem for about a week.
hmm.
And both of our garage door opener
The
remotes were
same.
on the same channel. So every time he moved his, mine was moving. And every time I tried to close mine, his was opening. And we got the biggest chuckle out of that.
Yeah,
He said, "Well, I've been wondering what's happened because I'd come home, my garage door would be open, I'd be in there working, and it'd close." And I said, "Well,
yeah. I said, nobody gets up. I said, when I was a kid, when I was 5 or 6 years old, I was a remote control for the house.
yep,
Get up, put on channel 2. You learn your numbers that way. A rock pile is gonna play. The driveway. You know what we do.
smart dad."
Yeah, exactly. That's funny as hell. Yeah, but I mean, now I look at my grandsons. I mean, they're all the time they're in like this, with the phone
Yep,
and stuff.
yep.
But they are computer literate. I mean, they know ins and outs how to get
Well,
around. Where
that's
I would
good.
just stare at things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I have no problem with that.
they'll be able to use that later.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, I have no problem with doing that kind of stuff. But Even now, going to the store with lumber, okay, I bought that stuff and everything like that. Nothing was coming up right. Self checkout. They got one person.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't know. I
I,
don't
re-
know.
I, I pretty much I usually stand there until somebody does it for me. I pull the old man card and act like I don't know what I'm doing and all that stuff like that because I'm not doing somebody else's job.
Yeah, I
I
went
think
past.
if they're going to have self checkout, there ought to be a 1 or 2% discount on your stuff
Should be.
because they're not having to pay for a cashier. They've got me doing it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I told one lady who was in Walmart now. Actually the food Walmart that we have out here,
Yeah.
separate from the other store. Uh, there is no more checkout. There's no more checkout people. You got 3 people walking around trying to help people. So the computer just wasn't working. She said, "Well, what's going on?" I says, "Well, I don't know what I'm doing here with this." I said, if you want me to do this self checkout, I got today off, so you might
Yeah.
have to help me here.
Yeah.
And try to make light of it, but
Yeah.
it's amazing, completely
Well,
amazing.
there's a little neighborhood Walmart. It's
Hmm.
not one of the big stores. It's like a pantry. They got food, a limited amount of dry goods and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, they built this place. It's only been up there just, 5 or 6 years. And I think they had 10 registers. I never saw more than 3 people on a register when I
Wow.
was up there. I mean, the lines would be stacked up, especially around 5, 6 o'clock when people's getting off work and running by just to pick something up.
Yeah.
They took about 2 years ago. They took all the registers out and put all self-service in there. There was 10 of them.
Wow.
And Tom, you go in there to check yourself out. There's like 8 people standing around watching you.
Right. Yeah.
And I've made comments several times. I said, where was all you guys at when the registers could have been open?
Yeah.
And now in the last 6 months, they've taken all of them out except for 2, I think, self-service because of theft.
Ah.
And I said, well, and I asked him, I said, where'd all what happened with the checkout things? She said, well, there's too many people stealing. I said, well, you're inviting people to steal.
Sure.
That's just way too easy just to run that through there like that. And all of a sudden, you run one through there, you go beep, and nobody even noticed.
So we have a Smith's out here, which is a Kroger,
Uh-huh.
part of Kroger's. So what they did was they cut back on the checkout lines, but they put bigger, self checkout, but with the conveyor belt.
Oh, okay.
So for people with a full cart load can self check themselves out
Okay.
the whole bit and then go bag it and the whole 9 yards. It's almost insane. I go to this Smart and Final. That's where I buy my big cuts of meats and stuff. And buy something.
That's one way to get even with them.
Yeah. Or liquor. I mean, if you get by,
Yeah.
the guy asked me, "You 21?" I said, "You serious?" I said, "I got underwear older than you, for Christ's sake."
Yeah, they carded me the other day for picking up a 12-pack.
Yeah. So what they're doing now is they're taking the labels, okay? Because I buy these big clods of meat.
Right, right.
So what they do is this is the package back here, and this is the label. They take a permanent marker and they make a circle and fill it in half on the label and half on this part, each corner, each side.
Okay.
So if somebody takes and tries to lift the label off and put it on another thing of meat. So I got friendly with the manager there, and he said, "You would not believe." Most of the people that work at the checkout have no clue what meats
Oh, yeah.
are.
Yeah, you got to
And
tell
they
them what half the produce is.
Just scan it and out it goes. He said we had people that were taking beef, pieces of steak and stuff like that for $27, putting on whole ribeyes and paying $27 for something that was $227.
Re-stickering it.
Going out, and he said, so that's why we had to do that. You know what I mean? So but I don't know.
I mean, I understand what he's saying, but I got to stop and think. how much time does that take to do that? How do people not get caught? I mean, you
Well,
ever try to peel one of them stickers off at home? You
yeah.
can hardly do it.
When I said to him, I says, "How do they do it? How do they get away with it? All the cameras?" When they put it in, they put it up on with a kids in the kids seat, okay, and they walk around with their arms on it, okay, and they have what do you call it? Nail polish remover, and they'll take it off, okay. They'll keep that label for something cheap.
Yeah.
Go get whatever they want to get and put that right over top of the other one. I said, wow, look at that.
Well,
And like you said, I don't have time for that.
that's harder than I want to work.
Yeah, exactly. My phone just went off. I don't know what
The last thing my grandkids need to do, he knows Grumpus went to the big house for lifting a porterhouse.
In change for chop meat. Unbelievable. That's funny. I don't know.
Well,
I think I'm gonna hit the hay.
yeah, I think I'm about to wrap this up. We're been at this 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Nice.
I said I was going to shut it down in an hour and a half.
I said I was in the room, like I said, was watching one thing, and then it popped up on my phone that you were on.
Yeah.
I said, oh, let me see what's going on. I said, let me break his chops a little bit at first, and I said, you know what? Let me go on. Let me go for a little bit.
I'm glad you joined me because I'm not a big conversationalist when I'm by myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't got that much to say.
It's like the one day I was trying to do the recording, and I have to stop it. The last one I did, I think maybe 12 different times that I had to redo it because I start cursing. I would get mad, punching the table about stuff. Reese says, "What are you doing?"
Sometimes I get so tongue tied. I just get so aggravated. I'll walk away for 15, 20 minutes and try to compose myself.
I just let's see, just coming up for tomorrow.
Get up there, you can't even say your own name sometimes.
Yeah, get tongue. Or my phone will go off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for joining me.
No problem.
Everybody in the chat, thanks for taking your time out this evening and
Terry, take care of yourself, brother.
sticking around with this tomfoolery.
Yeah.
And Grumpus foolery.
Yeah. we have a lot of fooleries. We do good with
that. Yeah, we do.
I feel like the grumpy old men, man.
So I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. And Tom, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Have a good one, buddy.
Let me figure out how to pull the plug on this.
Timber.
Oh, here we go.